What is up, heroes? This is Midnight Zero, and welcome back to Let's Play Corpse Party Book of Shadows. In the last episode, well, at least I thought I had finished the game all the way up through Chapter 7, Tooth, and it was quite the ending in my opinion. It was pretty, I don't know, it was pretty twisted, it was pretty creepy, it was all the stuff that Corpse Party should be, so I was pretty impressed with it overall, and I gave a lot of my thoughts on the game as a whole. We, ran through the credits and everything, we looked at a bit of the bonus options, and we found out that we unlocked Chapter 8. I want to say, first of all, thank you guys for your comments on the last episode, sharing a lot of your thoughts on the game as a whole, its strengths, its weaknesses, and what is to come. I do want to say, again, we'll play through Blood Drive, just from the brief glimpses I've seen of the trailer of the next game in the series, Blood Drive. The gameplay doesn't look like it really is going to be anything that takes place in here, so I do think it'll be meaningful to play through that prologue Blood Drive in Book of Shadows before playing that game, and I don't think it'll overlap too much or hinder that experience. So yeah, I figured we'd go ahead with that. That'll also probably help out with the completion percentage I was talking about last time, and at the end of the day, if there's not much to be gained from completing it, I don't know if I'll really go through it all. If there are interesting little cutscenes or alternate routes or alternate options that come from, going through the chapters that we've already beaten, having already beaten them, like there was with that one ending in I think chapter 6 or 5, I'm not 100% sure. But if there's stuff like that, do let me know, of course. So now we have the option for Chapter 8, Blood Drive. Let's give it a go. Book of Shadows Prologue, Blood Drive. I'm excited. And we're back with Naomi, it seems.
うちの子が言うにはさ、あの事件は学校で流行ってる学校裏サイトが絡んでるとかね。怖いわね。
Housewife? And you know what my kid told me? He said that incident was connected with an underground website that's gotten real popular at his school. Huh.
ちょっと前にニュースでも話題になったわね。ブログがいじめの温床になっているとか、出会い系の的にされてるとか。
Yikes. No, I think I heard about that on the news a while back. Profiles being used for bullying and to find dates. Is that kind of stuff still going on?
今でこそあまりニュースとかで表面化しないけど、まだまだ続いてるみたいよ。
Well, the news has stopped covering it, but it's still happening from what I hear.
うちの子もやってるのかしらね。聞いてみようかしら。
I wonder if my kid goes on any websites like that. Maybe I should talk to him about it. Not a bad conversation to have. What's up with Naomi, though? It was late afternoon, right around the time students were returning home from school. And here I was again. Standing right in front of the intercom at the door to Seiko's house. Yikes. It's a long time. I'd been here for over an hour now, standing, staring, wondering whether to push that button. Yeah, no kidding. I must have looked really suspicious. Yeah, no kidding, right? Especially since I'd been here yesterday and the day before too, and each time I wound up just going home. But today would be different. That's what I told myself. Today I'd actually push that intercom button. I was ready to face my demons. Okay. Sounds like Seiko's siblings are having a bit of fun in there. Hey, you two can't just run off like that. That was Yu-kun, Seiko's younger brother. Alright, line up. Make sure you've got your shoes on tight. There we go. Hey, straighten that hat.
いい子だな。よしよし。じゃあ、兄ちゃんと手つないでいくぞ。 ちゃんと買い物に行けるかな、ケイ、アヤ。
Very good. I think we're ready now. Take my hands, please. Now, you think you two can behave at the market, Kay, Aya? So they're about to leave right now, and Nami's just gonna be standing out there like, hey.
いい返事だ。
That's what I like to hear.
私はとっさに物陰に隠れてしまった。ゆうくんやあの子たちは確かに聖子の兄弟たちだ。
I made sure I hid out of sight while they were leaving the house. Yukun and those other two kids were definitely Seiko's younger siblings.
そう、私はあの子たちに会いたくて来たんだ。
They were the reason I'd come. They were the ones I wanted to see.
何を話せばいいのかわからない。でも聖子は確かにいたんだから。
I had no idea what I'd say to them, but I knew for sure that Seiko existed, so I had to say something.
この携帯の写メを見せて、お姉ちゃんだよって聖子のことを聞こう。
Maybe I'd show them the cell phone picture and tell them, hey, this is your sister, and ask if they remembered anything about her. Poor
大
Naomi.
丈夫。説明すれば大丈夫。
Probably
わ
seems...
からないなんて言うわけがない。
It's gotta be rough to feel like you're crazy in a world that is also telling you you're crazy, when in reality you know, well, everything that happened to Naomi and Seiko. It would be okay. I just needed to explain myself. They'd understand. They had to.
私は心を決めて潜んでいた物陰から出た。
I had made up my mind. Now was the perfect chance. I stepped out from my hiding place. Hey!
声をかけた私の腕を後ろから誰かが掴んで引っ張った。
Huh? But barely made out a single word before I felt someone grab my arm from behind, holding me back.
誰？
Who's there?
ダメよ、ダメ。
Oh, Ayumi's been watching, it seems? Don't do this. Don't do it.
委員長、
Class rep?
気持ちわかるけど、ダメ。
I understand where you're coming from, but you can't do this.
委員長、篠崎さんが首を横に振って私を制止する。
Our class rep, Shinozaki,
自分の視界が滲んでいく。
was shaking her head at me. She was determined to stop me from confronting Seiko's family. My vision was starting to blur.
あの子たちに会ってどうするの？わかってるでしょ。結果は。
What do you plan to say to them? You know how it's going to turn out. At least Ayumi understands? Like you have someone to confide in Ayumi?
だって。
But...
私は涙が止まらなくなってその場にしゃがみ込んだ。委員長も目に涙を浮かべて私を見つめていた。
I couldn't hold back my tears any longer. I squatted on the ground and looked up at the class rep, who was staring back at me with equally glassy eyes. It's really gotta be tough for them, having gone through that
私の気持
experience.
ちを本当に理解して共有してくれるのは
Not getting any acknowledgement for it. There were only a handful of people in the world who could truly understand what I was going through.
天神症事件から生きて帰ってきたこの篠崎さんとサトシと岸沼とゆかちゃんだけ。
Only those of us who returned from Heavenly Host Elementary School alive. Only Shinozaki, Satoshi, Kishinuma, and Yuka.
天神症で命を落としてしまった友達、聖子や鈴本さん、森重、宍戸先生は
As for those who lost their lives there, Seiko, Suzumoto, Morishige, and Yui Sensei,
私たちの帰ってきたこの世界では存在自体が抹消されてしまっていたんだ。
we came back to find that their very existence was wiped clean from this world entirely. So this feels like the direct sequel I was expecting out of Book of Shadows.
中島さん、聞いて。うなだれて打ちひしがれて歩いていた私に横を歩いていた委員長が意を消したように切り出した。
I was walking home, defeated and dejected, with the class rep at my side when she suddenly addressed me. It sounded like she wanted to tell me something.
私ね、天神小学校を脱出してからこの半月の間、ずっとあの学校を支配していた篠崎義恵と。
I've been doing research these last couple weeks at the library, looking up information about the Shinozaki estate.
篠崎幸子、二人の家、篠崎家についてを図書館で調べていたの。
That's the house where Yoshie and Sachiko Shinozaki lived, the place that the beings in control of Heavenly Host once called home.
連続児童誘拐殺害事件の新聞記事にはちょっとしか幸子のことは載っていないし。
You might recall that the newspaper articles we found about the kidnapping and murder incident gave precious little information about Sachiko. That's true, we did find quite a few of them in Heavenly Host.
その前の保健医開始事件については地域新聞以外には取り上げられてすらいないからちょっと大変だったんだけれどね。
And aside from local papers, nobody even bothered covering the news about Yoshie's death at all. Digging up this information was no small feat.
地面を見ながらポツポツと話す委員長の口調は落ち着いた静かな決意のようなものが感じられた。
She was looking down at her feet and kept a steady, quiet tone the whole time she was talking. It seemed like this was all leading up to something. Yeah, what'd you find out, Ayumi?
霊やオカルトの話についてはこの子はちょっとした権威だ。私はなんとなく頼もしいような思いで彼女の話を聞いていた。
But she was kind of an expert when it came to ghosts and the occult and such. So I trusted her. I wanted to know where she was going with this.
旧天神症のあったこの経験の外れ、山あいの近くにね、篠崎義恵の家があるらしいの。
Interesting. It seems Yoshie Shinozaki's former home is here, in this prefecture. It's in the outskirts, by the mountains.
家、
Are we gonna go visit?
幸子と義恵の。
Her home? Like Yoshie's and Sachiko's? Yeah, it'd be cool if we went and visited.
そう、この県内よ。
Yep, right in our backyard.
そんな近くに？
It's that close?
ええ。天神小学校はもともと私たちの地元にあった学校なの。
Yeah, Heavenly Host once stood where Kisaragi is now, after all. Yeah, makes
そこに
sense.
勤めていた篠崎義恵の家なんだから、それほど距離は離れていないわよ。
And since Yoshie Shinozaki worked there, it makes sense her home wouldn't be too terribly far away. Yeah, it's a fair point.
奈穂さんのブログにも載っていたんだけれど、あの人が幸子さんの片白のオリジナルをサルベージしてきた現地なの。
Naho mentioned in her notes too, remember? That's where she salvaged the original Sachiko proxy for the ritual.
何かあると思わない？
So, yeah, seems like a good place for us to find something, don't you think? Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know if it's going to be a good thing you find, but you definitely will, well, you very probably will find something there.
そこには今でも篠崎家の呪いのオリジンが眠っているのよ。呪いを解明する何らかの手がかりがきっとあると思うの。
The origin of the Shinozaki family's curse rests within those walls, and I believe there must be some clue there that could help shed light on it.
私は思わず唾を飲み込んだ。
I wonder what like the end game is, right? Like even if you find out more about this incident, what's the end goal? Is it to bring back your friends? Is it to like I don't know. What can you do via learning more about this? Is really what my question is at the moment. She had my full attention now. I swallowed hard as if I were taking it all in. Not that I wouldn't be curious and want to find out, of course.
注射も控えてきた。電車に乗れば1時間足らずで着けるわ。中島さん、調査に行かない？今から。
I got an address too. If we take the train, we could be there in less than an hour. So what do you say, Nakashima? Let's go check it out, right now.
篠崎
Right
の
now.
家。
The Shinozaki estate.
天神小学校では命に関わる思いをした。その呪いの元凶に接近するんだ。危険な目に遭う可能性は数倍高いはずだ。
I was haunted by my memories of Heavenly Host. And this would entail visiting the source of it all, where the danger would be far greater. Yet somehow...
行こう、委員長。
Lead on, class rep.
時計は午後の4時半を回っていた。
It was right around 4:30 in the afternoon.
寒くなり始めたこの時期だと 向こうに着いてもすぐに日が落ちそうだけれど。
The day was already cooling in tonight, and the sun would surely be setting shortly after we arrived at our destination. Great. The mood lighting is
それ
perfect.
でも私はきっと委員長も
But neither of us really cared.
一刻も早く出かけたかった。何でもいい。現状を打開するきっかけになるものが見つかるのなら。
I just wanted to be there, as soon as humanly possible. If there were even the slightest chance of finding answers, I'd welcome it. Answers to what questions, though?
私たちはすがるような思いで電車に飛び乗って県の端にあるその場所へと向かうことにしたんだ。
The two of us went right to the station and hopped on the very next train we could find out to the countryside, grasping at straws for all we were worth. I began to wish it. Whoa, this music. I began to wish I had gone back to change clothes before we left. But if I'd done that, I'd have to explain to Mom where I was going. What is this music? And I sincerely doubt she would have been amenable to the idea. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the first sex scene from The Room. If any of you guys have seen The Room, and if you haven't, you really should. It's like when the music starts just like come on, it's got like that type of intro. I don't even know, like... I know it's not at all. I know it's not. I'm listening to it now, and obviously it's a remix of Shangri-La. It might even be the credits music now that I think about it. But like, the very beginning of it, just out of the blue, did not fit this at all for getting on a train. I could have always just gone anyway, of course, but then I'd be directly disobeying my mother and undoubtedly making her worry sick about me. The class rep and I were seated next to each other on a local commuter train I'd never ridden before. There were only 2 other passengers. Much like us, they were simply staring down at the ground and riding in silence, lost in their own thoughts. These last couple weeks had been brutal. All 5 of us who survived were feeling it. We were more exhausted than we'd ever been in our entire lives. Why not all go together? But no matter how no matter how crazy people said we were, no matter how much our souls ached from the memories, we can never forget Seiko and the others. Every photo we had of them, though, be it on film or digital, had its face blacked out completely. And the scariest, saddest thing I could imagine was the passage of time, because eventually I knew I'd have trouble remembering what they looked like. Listen. It's so tough to hear their voices. I want to run something by you. We're the only ones who have any memory of Yui-sensei, Suzumoto-san, Shinohara-san, and Morishige-kun, right? Because if you die in Heavenly Host, it's as if you never existed in the first place. You're erased from the collective memory of everyone in the real world. Why was she bringing this up? I just looked down on my knees, trying unsuccessfully to fight back the tears that were welling up in my eyes yet again. Well, have a look at this. What's this? Naho's Nods to the Netherworld? It's just that Spirit Medium girl's blog, right? Doesn't anything seem odd about it to you? The blog's final entry was the one detailing the Sachiko Ever After ritual, but we already knew that. There were no updates after it because... Wait, didn't Naho die? Is there another blog update? Right. The class rep nodded and looked into my eyes. Naho lost her life in Heavenly Host Elementary School just like everyone else. Wait, would that mean that... Why does her blog even exist, right? But how can that be? I'm not sure of the reason, but this is proof positive. Proof that not everyone who dies in the school gets erased from existence. Maybe it's like up to Sachiko's discretion? Like maybe Sachiko wants this blog post up for the sake of keeping Heavenly Host running? Interesting. I checked on our mentor, Kibiki-sensei, too. He also died in Heavenly Host, but just like Naho, there's still ample record of his experience, or his existence. Interesting. I was literally on the edge of my seat, leaning in close and hanging on her every word. She flashed me a smile. Yeah, I'd imagine, she's trying her best to just take in any information that might convince her that Seiko could still be remembered.
捨てないでよ。
So let's not give up hope, okay? Fair point. Okay. I was crying hard now, but for the first time since we'd come back, I could see the tiniest, faintest glimmer of hope in the darkness. It wasn't much to go on, but it was easily the best news I'd heard in 2 weeks, and it made me feel a lot better about this impromptu trip. Even just this one vague clue improved our chances of finding something at the Shinozaki estate significantly. At least now, we knew what to look for. Wait, what are you looking for?
岸駅です。
Now arriving at Kishi Station.
着いたね。すごい。本当に地方って感じ。なんか空気が美味しい。
Guess we're here. Man, we're really out in the boonies, aren't we? The air smells so delicious. I thought they said that she lived really close to the school. It's like, like an hour commute is not, in my opinion, very close.
よかったね。まだ日が明るいうちで。さあ、暗くなる前になんとか現地に行きましょう。
It's nice, isn't it? And we were fortunate to get here while there's still some light left. We should find the estate before it gets dark. Yeah. Agreed.
終
Ooh,
点の駅で電
countryside.
車を降りると、そこは畑や民家が並ぶ少し寂れた雰囲気の静かな農村だった。
This was the end of the line, a desolate farming community with nothing but Jesus. With farmhouses and fields as far as the eye could see.
山
Looks
あい
like
の
it.
土地を開発しているためか、道が緩やかに上り坂になっている。
There was only one main road, and due to the mountainside setting of this picturesque village, it maintained a gradual upward slope the whole way.
人があんまりいないね。
Not a lot of people around. Yeah, no, it looks like there are far more vegetables than there are people.
できれば人に会って話を聞きたいんだけどな。
Yeah, and here I was kind of hoping I could meet with one of the locals and ask some questions. I'm sure if you do run into someone, though, they'll be pretty nice and pretty
この
receptive.
辺りでは篠崎家は結構大きな影響力のある家柄だったみたいなの。
Evidently, the Shinozaki family had a lot of clout here once and were held in high esteem.
そうなんだ。委員長も篠崎さんだけど、遠い援助だったりするのかな。
I thought the same thing when I played through the first game. Really, since you're a Shinozaki too, I wonder if you have some distant ancestry in common with them or something.
どうだろう。篠崎姓は全国にいっぱいいるからね。
I guess it's possible, but there are an awful lot of Shinozakis in Japan, you know. That's true.
ねえ、道はこっちで合ってるの？
So, are we going the right way?
こっちだと思うんだけど、目的の住所、実は番地の詳細までは分かってないんだよね。
I think it's this way, yeah, but to be honest, the address I found didn't have a house number, so I'm not entirely sure. Great, that's gonna be pretty difficult to find this before sundown, it seems.
でも、委員長の携帯なら、ほら、GPS だっけ？あれでざっくりと方向は分かるんじゃないの？
Oh, but what about your cell phone? Doesn't it have that GPS thing? Can't we use that to figure out where we're going? Actually, really helpful, if you have unlimited data.
なぜだか位置情報を取得できないの。おかしいな。
I already tried, but it looks like there's no map data on file for this area, which is actually very strange. Agreed. In this day and age?
よく分からないけど。
If you say so.
道は舗装はされているけど、ひびだらけで、細かな石や砂がいっぱい転がっているから、歩くたびにジャリジャリ言う。
The road was paved the whole way, but it was full of cracks and holes, resulting in countless tiny pebbles and patches of sand crunching under our feet.
少しずつ空が暗くなってきているせいかな。
And the darker it got, the more noticeable the sound of the uneven terrain became.
見知らぬ土地をこうして女子二人で制服で歩いていると、なんとなく心が遠くなってきた。
What sounds so odd about that? What could possibly go wrong? There was something unsettling about the idea of two schoolgirls in uniform walking through a strange, largely deserted village at the cusp of twilight.
ねえ、やっぱり人に聞いた方がいいよね。あのうち訪ねてみない？
Hey, I really think we should stop and ask someone for directions. How about we pay that house a visit?
委員長が前方にある一軒家を指さす。
She was pointing at one of the isolated farmhouses directly in front of us.
そうだね。暗くなってきてるし、急ごうか。
Sounds good. It is getting dark after all. Let's pick up the pace. Not a bad plan.
すみません。
Be extra careful though. Excuse me.
すみません。
Hello?
留守かな。他を当たろうか。
Maybe they're not home. Let's try someplace else. Is anyone in this village? I feel like they're gonna go house to house and not find anyone. Okay. Yikes.
びっくりした。
What was that?
なんだろう。
That scared the crap out of me. What was that?
怖いね。離れましょう。
Yeah, I don't like this. Let's get away from here. Wait, do they go in the house or what? What was going on with that?
なんか嫌な感じだけど、でも場所聞かないことには始まらないからね。よし、あのお家に行ってみよう。
I know it's a little unsettling, but if we don't get some information, we'll never find the place. So, come on, let's try asking at that one.
委員長は付近にあった青い屋根の民家を指さした。
This time she was pointing to a slightly more inviting looking residence nearby, sporting a blue roof.
すみません。
Hello?
あの、
Anyone
すみま
home?
せん。
Hello, is anyone home?
はい。
Oh, there's actually someone here. Yes?
あの、
Ah,
こんばんは。ちょっと道をお尋ねしたいのですが。
Good evening, miss. We're a bit lost and would be very grateful if you could help us find our way. Naomi's a little stuttering under pressure and all, but Ayumi's got us covered.
玄関ドアのすりガラスを挟んで女性の姿が見える。
I could see the figure of a middle-aged woman through the frosted glass door.
知らない人間の私たちの声にためらったのか、女性は少し悩んでから、
I wasn't sure if she was actually going to open it for us, given that we were strangers and she was, by all appearances, a woman alone in an isolated house. Fair point. But she does. What's all this, then?
こんばんは。突然ごめんなさい。私たち藤沢市から来ました。あるお宅を目指しているのですが、住所がわからなくて。
Ah, good evening. I'm sorry to bother you so late. We've come all the way from Fujisawa, and we're trying to find a certain residence.
あらあら、かわいいお客さん。もう暗くなるのに大変だね。
Oh my, what cute little visitors. They're coming all this way with the sun going down, no less.
よかった。優しそうな人だ。
Seems nice, at least.
私は委員長と一緒にペコリと頭を下げておばさんと話をした。
Thank goodness, she seemed like a perfectly normal, perfectly kind old woman. I took my place next to the glass wrap and bowed my head in respect.
どこに行きたいんだって？
So where is it you're trying to go, then?
この住所に行きたくて、でも番地の詳細がわからないんです。こちらのお宅なのですが。
I'm trying to reach this address, but I don't have a house number. This is all I know.
どれどれ？篠崎の家になんのよ。
Yikes. Let's see. What business do you have at the Shinozaki estate?
実は私たち調べ事をしていて。
Actually, we're investigating something, right?
あ、はい。学校のことで必要があって。
Yikes. And this music, too? Oh, yeah, that's right. It's, for a school assignment.
おばさんは急に立ち上がり、
Yeah, no kidding. So did her
私たち
voice.
の体を家の外に押し出した。
What? The old lady's demeanor changed in an instant. She made herself as large as she could and began pushing us out of our house.
おばさん、何？
Is something wrong?
出て行きな。早く出て行きな。
Get out. Go on. Get out of here. It must be like, oh, their family's cursed or whatnot, so anything related to them, out of my house. What?
何なの？
What was that all about? Well, clearly people still remember the Shinozaki estate. I guess that's the takeaway here.
篠崎家の名前を出しただけで、あんなに？
Yikes. Just seeing the words Shinozaki estate seemed to send her off the deep end.
困ったね。
This could be a problem. Yeah, no kidding.
辺りを見回すと、だんだん日が落ちてきている。まだ空は青いけど、街灯に明かりがつき始めていた。
The day was fading fast. The sky was still blue for now, but it was getting darker by the minute. Street lights were popping on all around us, and Midnight Zero ran out of recording time. So we are going to continue our quest to find the Shinozaki estate in the next episode. If you guys are enjoying the prologue for Blood Drive, or prologue, Blood Drive, whatever it's supposed to be called, it's been pretty cool. I, of course, enjoy Ayumi and Naomi, characters that haven't been in the spotlight, of course, in this game, because they were in the previous, but I like the idea of this sort of direct sequel to the first story, so I'm pretty intrigued by it, and I'm looking forward to see, what else this chapter has to offer, and I hope you guys are excited too. But until the next episode, this is Midnight Zero, and this mission is complete.